Want to learn your target language for free? Then get our language gifts of the month right now before they expire. Here's what you're getting this month. First, the Renting an Apartment Conversation Cheat Sheet. Learn how to say, how much is the rent? How many bedrooms are there? And much more with this new PDF cheat sheet. Second, printable visual flashcards that'll improve your vocabulary. Want to speak more of the language? You'll need to learn more words. And with our new printable visual flashcards, you'll easily master over 1,500 words. Just download and print these flashcards out. Third, the top 50 marine animals and fish. How well do you know animal names in your target language? With this lesson, you'll learn how to say shark, whale, dolphin, and much more. Fourth, how to talk about your day in 20 phrases. If you can't talk about your day yet, this 1-minute lesson will get you speaking. You'll learn 20 must-know phrases, from talking about waking up and brushing your teeth to dinner and going to sleep. Fifth, looking for a new language learning app? With the Innovative 101 app, you learn language fast and start speaking in minutes because the audio and video lessons are just 3 to 15 minutes long. Learning is that easy. Download Innovative 101 for free for the Android, iPhone, and iPad. And finally, the deal of the month. If you want to finally master the language with lessons by real teachers and our complete language learning program, get 35% off Basic, Premium, or Premium Plus with the summer sale. To get your gifts and language learning resources, click the link in the lesson description below. Download them right now before they expire.
Hola, soy Brenda Romagnello, tu profesora de español. Hello and welcome to another Spanish class. Today we're going to have a look at the pronunciation of consonants in Spanish. And specifically today we're going to be comparing the English language and the Spanish language and we are going to talk about the most distinctive consonants, the ones that are different, yes, and they're usually the ones that cause a little bit of problem for English speakers, for example, when they speak Spanish, because they are different and we pronounce them differently in Spanish. All the consonants basically are pretty much the same. We use them and we say exactly the same in English and in Spanish, but we are going to have a look at some that are actually different in Spanish. We're going to start with B and B. B and B. Can you see here? So it doesn't matter if it is a B or a V, yeah, how we say it in English. In Spanish, it will always be either B, will always be with a soft B. A soft B. Okay, so we don't differentiate in Spanish between B and V. Okay, let's have a look at some examples. Repeat after me. Bueno. Bueno. Barato. Barato. Vela. Vela. Viernes. Viernes. So I don't know if you have noticed, but when Spanish speakers speak English, that's why we say sometimes very good, very, very good. Because in Spanish we don't have very, we don't use the V as that, like that. We don't pronounce the V like that. The next one is se, se. So this is the C in Spanish. So the C will have a different sound in Spanish depending on which vowel we have after the C. So for CA, CO, CU in Spanish, the C is going to turn into a K sound. Yeah, so we're gonna say Ka, Ko, Ku. Repite. Ka, Ko, Ku. Por ejemplo, casa, como, cuál. Okay, and if we have a CE or CI, we are going to say, we are going to pronounce the C with that S sound, with an S sound. Por ejemplo, cerca, cielo, cerca, cielo. So remember, we're gonna say Ka, Ko, Ku, Se, Si. And be careful if you are Italian or if you know a little bit of Italian, sometimes you tend to say ceci, because that's how they pronounce it in Italian. So coccina, sometimes you tend to say coccina or things like that for cocina. We don't say like that, it's always se, like an S sound for se and si, cocina. The next one is Q. Q. So I know that we always say that we pronounce absolutely every letter in Spanish, but there is an exception. For example, when we have Q-U-E or Q-U-I, in Spanish we're not going to pronounce the U in between. It's not going to be cue, cui. That's a mistake. Cue, cui. We say instead que, qui. Que, qui. Por ejemplo, repite después de mí. Repeat after me. Queso. Queso. ¿Quién? ¿Quién? It's incorrect to say queso and quien. We have to say queso, ¿quién? The next one is G. G. So first I'm telling you what is the letter, how we say the letter in Spanish. G is G. But we're going to have different pronunciations depending on, again, what vowel follows this letter. So, for example, if we have G-A, G-O, G-U, we're going to say the G sound. Yes, G. For example, ga, go, gu, ga, go, gu. Por ejemplo, gato, gato, golf, golf, mucho gusto, gusto. See, so here is a G sound. But if we have G-E or G-I, then it's going to be like a soft H, yes? And actually in Spain and certain parts of Latin America, in certain countries, the H is a lot stronger than other countries, yes? So in this case, it will be G-I-G-E would be G, he, G, he. But in Spain, it's really strong. It's actually something like he, he. But remember, yes, so if we have G-E or G-I, it's going to be G, he. Por ejemplo, gente, gente, gimnasio, gimnasio. And the other difference is if we have the G-U-E and G-U-I, exactly the same as we were talking about the Q-U-E and Q-U-I, we're not going to pronounce that U in between. We're going to say ge, gi. Yes, so this is so that we know how to pronounce, how to say ge, gi in Spanish, because we know how to say ga, go, gu, but then how do you say ge, gi if you say G-I and G-E is he, he? Well, you put a U in between, and that's how we say ge, gi. Remember, it's not going to be gue, gui. So we are going to say, por ejemplo, guerra, guerra, guitarra, guitarra. The next one is la jota, la jota. That's how we say J in Spanish, J, la jota. So la jota, it always has the very strong H sound. It's a little bit stronger than the H in Spanish. That's why I think Spanish speakers, when we speak English, we say house and how are you, no? Because for us, the H is very strong. It's a lot stronger. There's a lot more air going through your throat when you say a G-I-G-E and a J, no, a jota. So all the jotas, all the vowels after a jota will be with a H sound. Por ejemplo, Japón, Japón. The next one is la H, the H. So I'm not sure if you have noticed this, but in Spanish, the H, basically we write it in some words, but it's never pronounced. The H in Spanish is silent. So be careful with this one, because if you're an English speaker, you tend to like pronounce it as a house or how are you, and with a H sound. In Spanish, pretend is not there, okay? So we don't say hola, we say hola. We don't say hermano, we say hermano, okay? And sometimes it could be in the middle of a word. Por ejemplo, zanahoria, for carrot, zanahoria. As you can see, it's in the middle of the word, but it's like it doesn't exist. So we only have to write it in Spanish. The only exception is, of course, if we have a CH, CH, CH. So if you have the C and the H together, it's the same as in English. It has a ch sound, ch. Por ejemplo, repeat after me, chao, chao, China, China. In this case, it will affect the pronunciation of a CH. You need to pronounce the H after a C. The next one is the double L. See, double L, double L, double L. There are many different ways to pronounce the double L in Spanish, yes, and there are different ways depending on what country you are, but mostly, for example, where I'm from in Argentina, we have what we call yeísmo, yes, which is basically to pronounce the double L and the Y exactly the same. And it's something like, depending on, actually within Argentina, there are many different accents, yes, within one single country. And for example, in Buenos Aires, where you have the porteño accent, it's more of a sh sound. So we are going to say me llamo, yes, me llamo for I am cold, me llamo, or lluvia, see, lluvia. But where I'm from Cordova, we have more of a softer J, like that, and we say lluvia, lluvia, or me llamo, me llamo. But it depends in what country, in which Spanish country you are in, how they will pronounce the double L. So which variation should you choose? Well, it depends on your preference. For example, if you have a preference for, or you know someone, or you wish to travel to Mexico, or if you prefer Colombia or Spain, España, Argentina, depending on what your preference is, maybe you want to pick that specific variation of the culture or country that you prefer the most. If not, maybe go with a general G. Yeah, so me llamo or me llamo. The next one is ñ, la ñ. La ñ is very distinctive of the Spanish language, and it will be similar to that ñ, that ing sound that we have in English. Por ejemplo, mañana, mañana, baño, baño. Okay, it's very important that you pronounce it. The next one, which we have already sort of touched upon, is Y, yes, la Y, which literally means the Greek I in Spanish. And like I was saying, for example, in Argentina, where I'm from, it's very common in Buenos Aires to say yo, yes, or yerba for, you know, the specific Argentinian tea that we drink is called yerba, and it has a Y, Y, so that's why we say yerba. But I am from Cordova, and I think the Cordova accent is a little bit more like normal or neutral. They also use it like that in Colombia and other parts of Latin America, and it's more like yerba or yo. Yes, but it also, some people pronounce it as yo or yerba. The next one is, I'm sure your friend, if you have met before, if not, let me introduce you to la R or R. Yes, R or R. So this is the R. Okay, and this letter gives a little bit of a headache to most Spanish students because it's trilled. Yes, we have that trill R sound. And if you think about it, it sounds like a Scottish R. So if you want to think about a Scottish person, maybe you can see the R, how it's done in Spanish. But it's not always trilled, okay? I'll show you how to trill it in a second. So what you have to do is you have to open your mouth. Yeah, the sound doesn't come through from your throat, it comes from your mouth, yes, from the tongue moving against the palate at the top, and that's what pronounces the sound, not from a guttural or a, you know, like a throat sound, as for example in French or other languages. Okay, I don't speak French, so I'm just guessing. That's what it sounds like to me. Okay, so let's have a look at this one. Yes, R, look, if I stop my tongue for a bit, the sound doesn't come out. So you need to let the tongue be really soft, like tilted against the palate like this, and let the air flow and do this motion against the palate. That's what creates it's kind of like a purring, like a car, a cat purring. Okay, so it's important that you try it, because sometimes you will change the meaning of a word and you will sound very natural if you actually even try to do it, even if you think that you can't pronounce it. Okay, so let's have a look when it's trilled and when it's not. It's not trilled, sorry, it is trilled. Let's start with the trilled at the beginning of a word. For example, rápido, rápido. Okay, fast, rápido. And it's also trilled when you have it in a double R, doble R or doble R. Okay, por ejemplo, perro, perro, o carro, carro. You see, you have that double R in the middle of a word. But it's not trilled if it is only one R in the middle of a word. For example, pero, caro, caro. And it's not trilled when it's at the end of a word. For example, amor, comer, amor, comer. Okay, so if it is at the end of the word, not trilled. If it's only one R in the middle, not trilled. If it is one R at the beginning, trilled. Two double R's, two R's in the middle, trilled. Okay, and look how important it is to at least try to pronounce it, because you are either saying dog or bat, yeah, perro, pero, or you're saying car or expensive, yes, carro, expensive, carro, or caro, yes, expensive. So it is important. Of course, the context will help you get your message across, but it's you will save the Spanish speaker time of trying to figure out what you're trying to say if you just say it perfectly fine. It will be way easier for you to be understood. So even if you try, and I know it's frustrating sometimes, even if you go perro, perro, right? If you try to make the emphasis, try to make an effort, it will still sound like you're trying to say dog and not however. And the last one is zeta, zeta, the Z, zeta. So the Z in Spanish, in Latin America, it sounds like an S. Yes, so I'm not sure if you have noticed this, but for example, in Latin America, for shoe, we say zapato, zapato. Okay, zapato. But in Spain, they pronounce it differently, and then the Z will be pronounced by putting your tongue in between your teeth, and it will sound something like, I'm not from Spain, so obviously, please cut me some slack here, but it's something like zapato, 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 okay? I know that they pronounce it as well when there is a C in the middle of a word, but that's a different, it's not related to the Z here, yes, but that is a difference between the Z between Latin America and Spain. Alright, just to summarize, let's just practice all the pronunciation of some words that we have learned. Repeat after me. Repite después de mí. Casa, vela, barato. ¿Cómo? Cerca, cielo, queso, quién, gato, golf, gusto, gente, gimnasio, guerra, guitarra, hola, hermana, me llamo, mañana, yo, rápido, perro, pero, caro, comer, zapato. Muy bien, muchísimas gracias por ver la clase. Thank you very much for watching today's lesson, and I will see you next class. Adiós.
Want to speak real Spanish from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at SpanishPod101.com.
Oye, Efraín, ¿cuál es tu animal mexicano favorito?
Mi animal mexicano favorito es uno que se llama ajolote. ¿Lo conoces?
A huevo, sí, vi algunos de ellos en el Museo del Ajolote. Me pregunto por qué unos piensan que el animal es muy feo, mientras que otros piensan que es un animal muy bonito.
La verdad es que es un animal muy bonito. Pude ver de cerca algunos de ellos en un acuario en Guadalajara.
Qué padre, ¿por qué no me cuentas de eso con unas chelas?
Ok, me suena bien. ¿Tienes alguna cerveza preferida?
Pues me gusta mucho la cerveza oscura, pero tomaremos solo una.
Vamos, una no es ninguna.
Bueno, está bien, tomaremos 3 cada quien.
Hello there, my beautiful family of SpanishPod101.com. As you might know, my name is Diego.
And I'm Efraín.
And today we have a special guest who is...
Yes.
And today we're going to look at the topic, what is the difference between algunos, algunas, even algún, alguna, and unos and unas. It's kind of confusing, but in this video we're going to clarify it. So, if you're interested, enjoy this video.
Woo!
Okay guys, so in the previous skit we mentioned some of the most common Mexican slang words.
And the first one we mentioned was que padre. Well, it wasn't the first one, but we are going to mention that first. Well, it was que padre. Padre means cool. And the second one, a huevo.
Yeah, a huevo, which is basically an affirmation. It's very similar to saying claro in standard Spanish, or in English we say of course.
Okay. But it is pretty informal.
Pretty informal, yeah.
So you just have to use it for the lols or with your friends.
Exactly.
And the last one we mentioned was chela. Chela, which means beers.
Which is, in other words, Efrain's favorite beverage. Chela, the beers. Very good. Now, what about the ajolotes?
Okay, the ajolotes are an endemic species here in Mexico.
That's correct. Yeah, exactly. Where can we find ajolotes here in Mexico?
We can find them in Lago de Xochimilco,
the oldest part in Mexico City. So, guys, if you come to Mexico, be sure to go to Lago de Xochimilco.
And of course, you can also visit el Museo del Ajolote, so you can see one of them
like in real.
Close.
Yeah, it's pretty
real.
Close. Okay, guys, so many Spanish learners have doubts about when to use algún, algunos, algunas, unos, unas, or even un. So, because some of them can translate it as some or any, but even a or an. So in this video we will make the difference of each one of them. Let's start with the first one. The first one is un and una, which can be translated as a or an in English. For example,
Ese es un avión. Ese es un avión.
Good. However, algún and alguna can also be translated as a or an. For example,
¿Tienes alguna playera que me prestes? ¿Tienes alguna playera que me prestes?
On the other hand, we have algún and alguna, which could be roughly translated as any. For example,
¿Alguien tiene alguna pregunta? ¿Alguien tiene alguna pregunta?
However, unos, unas, algunos, and algunas can also be translated as some. For example,
Luis siempre lleva algunas monedas en su cartera. Luis siempre lleva algunas monedas en su cartera.
or
En el refri encontrarás unos refrescos llenos hasta la mitad. En el refri encontrarás unos refrescos llenos hasta la mitad.
Okay guys, so the devil lies in the details, and what I mean with this is that sometimes algunos, algunas, unos and unas can work as synonyms, but we do have major differences which we're going to cover right now. And the first one is unos, and unos can be used for approximations, and in English it is roughly translated as around. For example,
Tengo unos 30 pesos en mi bolsillo. Tengo unos 30 pesos en mi bolsillo.
number 2.
En ese estadio caben unas 30,000 personas. En ese estadio caben unas 30,000 personas.
Number 3.
He tenido unos 17 carros a lo largo de toda mi vida. He tenido unos 17 carros a lo largo de toda mi vida.
Number 4.
Ese chico mide unos 160 centímetros. Ese chico mide unos 160 centímetros.
Another big difference here is when we use algunos de or algunas de. Because in this case, this is going to be the most common way to translate some of. For example,
Algunas de mis amigas son inglesas. Algunas de mis amigas son inglesas.
nice. Number 2.
Estos son algunos de los mejores jugadores de fútbol que hay en este país. Estos son algunos de los mejores jugadores de fútbol que hay en este país.
Number 3.
Tocar la guitarra y cantar son algunas de mis amplias habilidades. Tocar la guitarra y cantar son algunas de mis amplias habilidades.
Cool. And finally, number 4.
La CIA desclasificó algunos de sus documentos. La CIA desclasificó algunos de sus documentos.
Okay, guys, so be careful when you contrast with others. Why? Because even though in English you have some others, you won't say algunos otros in Spanish. You will just say otros. Now, be careful because you can use algunos or unos or even algunas and unas and use other for contrasting. Let's see a couple of examples. Number 1.
¿Por qué algunas personas hablan español y otras no? ¿Por qué algunas personas hablan español y otras no? Or also you can say, ¿por qué unas personas hablan español y otras no?
Number 2.
La vida es como una montaña rusa. Algunas veces te toca estar en lo alto, otras en el fondo. La vida es como una montaña rusa. Algunas veces te toca estar en lo alto y otras en el fondo. Or also you can say, la vida es como una montaña rusa. Unas veces te toca estar en lo alto y otras en el fondo.
That's so deep. Nice. Or number 3.
Algunas personas creen en los ovnis y otros no. Algunas personas creen en los ovnis y otros no. Or also you can say, unas personas creen en los ovnis y otros no.
Good. So as you have seen here, you don't say algunos otros. You just say otros for some others. Finally, guys, let's see that algunos and algunas can also be translated as a few. Okay? So let's see here that this is the opposite of nadie or even nada. Let's see some examples for this. ¿Sabes? Nadie cree que la Tierra sea plana.
Algunas personas todavía creen que la Tierra es plana. Algunas personas todavía creen que la Tierra es plana.
Nadie viaja durante la cuarentena.
Algunas personas todavía viajan durante la cuarentena. Algunas personas todavía viajan durante la cuarentena.
No dormí nada ayer.
Solo dormí algunas horas ayer. Solo dormí algunas horas ayer.
Nadie entiende mi sentido del humor.
Solo algunas personas entienden mi sentido del humor. Solo algunas personas entienden mi sentido del humor.
Okay, guys, so in summary, today we learned that algunos, algunas, and unos and unas can work sometimes as synonyms. However, we do have some major differences. Today we look at 4 major differences. The first one is that we can use unos or unas for approximations. Number 2, that we can use algunos de or algunas de for meaning some of. The third one is that we don't join together algunos otros, we just say algunos and then otros. The fourth is that the opposite of nada could be algunos or even algunas.
That's it for today, my beautiful friends of SpanishPod101.com. If you like this video, please give us your thumbs up, share this video with all the learners, and of course, subscribe to this beautiful channel. Click on the notification so you can know when we just upload a new video. And what else? Well, you can get your free lifetime account at SpanishPod101.com. Okay, and where you can find tons and tons of free PDF cheat sheets.
Cheat sheets.
Yeah. Well, see you in our next video. Hasta luego.
Bye.
Afuera. Outside. Afuera. Afuera. Outside. Quiero sentarme afuera. I want to sit outside. Quiero sentarme afuera. Dentro. Inside. Dentro. Dentro. Inside. La soja crece dentro de las vainas. Soybeans grow inside the pods. La soja crece dentro de las vainas. Izquierda. Left. Izquierda. Izquierda. Left. Sigue recto y después gira a la izquierda en la segunda intersección. Go straight and then turn left at the second intersection. Sigue recto y después gira a la izquierda en la segunda intersección. Derecha. Right. Derecha. Derecha. Right. Gira a la derecha en el siguiente semáforo. Turn right at the next light. Gira a la derecha en el siguiente semáforo. Primer. First. Primer. Primer. First. Las parejas dicen que el primer beso es el más importante. Couples say that the first kiss is the most important one. Las parejas dicen que el primer beso es el más importante. Segundo. Second. Segundo. Segundo. Second. En mi segundo cumpleaños, mi regalo fue un peluche. On my second birthday, my present was a stuffed animal. En mi segundo cumpleaños, mi regalo fue un peluche. Tercero. Third. Tercero. Tercero. Third. Mi tercera fiesta de cumpleaños se grabó en vídeo. My third birthday party was all caught on tape. Mi tercera fiesta de cumpleaños se grabó en vídeo. Jabón. Soap. Jabón. Jabón. Soap.
La pastilla de jabón es azul. The bar of soap is blue. La pastilla de jabón es azul. Cepillo de dientes. Toothbrush. Cepillo de dientes. Cepillo de dientes. Toothbrush. La niña se está cepillando los dientes con un cepillo de dientes eléctrico. The girl is brushing her teeth with an electric toothbrush. La niña se está cepillando los dientes con un cepillo de dientes eléctrico. Pasta de dientes. Toothpaste. Pasta de dientes. Pasta de dientes. Toothpaste. No tenemos pasta de dientes. We are out of toothpaste. No tenemos pasta de dientes. Champú. Shampoo. Champú. Champú. Shampoo. Si se te mete algo de champú en los ojos, enjuágalos con agua inmediatamente. If some of the shampoo gets in your eyes, rinse them with water immediately. Si se te mete algo de champú en los ojos, enjuágalos con agua inmediatamente. Información. Information. Información. Información. Information. Recojo información de Internet. I gather information from the Internet. Recojo información de Internet. Granjero. Farmer. Granjero. Granjero. Farmer. El granjero está en el campo de trigo. The farmer is in the wheat field. El granjero está en el campo de trigo. Secretaria. Secretary. Secretaria. Secretaria. Secretary. La secretaria está al teléfono. The secretary is on the phone. La secretaria está al teléfono. Banquero. Banker. Banquero. Banquero. Banker. Me reuní con 10 banqueros antes de recibir un préstamo para comprar una casa. I met with 10 bankers before I received a loan to buy a house. Me reuní con 10 banqueros
antes de recibir un préstamo para comprar una casa. Escritor. Writer. Escritor. Escritor. Writer. Es mi escritora favorita porque sus libros son muy conmovedores. She's my favorite writer because her books are so moving. Es mi escritora favorita porque sus libros son muy conmovedores. Intentar. Try. Intentar. Intentar. Try. Podemos volver a intentarlo mañana. We can try again tomorrow. Podemos volver a intentarlo mañana. Medir. Measure. Medir. Medir. Measure. Más o menos está bien. No tienes que medir cada milímetro. More or less is fine. You don't have to measure every millimeter. Más o menos está bien. No tienes que medir cada milímetro. Guardar. Keep. Guardar. Guardar. Keep. Guardo los documentos en el archivo. I keep the documents in the file. Guardo los documentos en el archivo. Esperar. Wait. Esperar. Esperar. Wait. La viajera espera al tren. The traveler waits for the train. La viajera espera al tren.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Monthly Review, the monthly show on language learning, where you discover new learning strategies, motivational tips, study tools, and resources. By the way, all the lessons and bonuses you're about to see can be downloaded for free on our website. So click the link in the description right now to sign up for your free lifetime account. Okay, today's topic is how to start conversations, talking points for language learners. How do you start a conversation in a language that you're learning? Believe it or not, it's actually very easy to do. And in this lesson, we'll give you tips and resources to get you speaking more of your target language. You'll discover 1. Talking points for language learners, 2. The top 5 ways to start a conversation, and 3. Resources to help you master these talking points. But first, here are this month's new lessons and resources. Be sure to download these now before we take them down in a few days. First, the Renting an Apartment Conversation Cheat Sheet. Learn how to say, how much is the rent? How many bedrooms are there? And much more with this new PDF cheat sheet. Second, visual flashcards that'll improve your vocabulary. Want to speak more of the target language? You'll need to learn more words. And with our new printable visual flashcards, you'll easily master over 1,500 words. Just download and print these visual flashcards out. Third, the top 50 marine animals and fish. How well do you know animal names in your target language? With this quick lesson, you'll learn how to say shark, whale, dolphin, and much more. Fourth, how to talk about your day in 20 phrases. If you can't talk about your day yet, this 1-minute lesson will get you speaking. You'll learn 20 must-know phrases, from talking about waking up and brushing your teeth to dinner and going to sleep. To get your free resources, click the link in the description below right now. They're yours to keep forever. Okay, let's jump into today's topic. How to start conversations. Talking points for language learners. Starting a conversation can be intimidating for most people, even in their own native language. So it's understandable if you feel even more intimidated starting a conversation in another language. But if you do want to speak more of your target language and get more practice, that's exactly what you'll need to do. Have conversations with native speakers. Part 1. Talking points for language learners. The good news is starting a conversation in another language is much easier because 1. Native speakers will realize that you're learning and will go easy on you. And 2. You don't know enough of the language to worry about saying something clever, and that's totally fine. So you can easily start with basic phrases. So, how exactly do you start a conversation? You'll need something called a talking point. A talking point is simply a topic or a thing to talk about. For example, weather's a very common talking point. You can say, "Nice weather today," to someone and start a conversation from that. And after that, you can ask them where they're from or talk about the city, like, "Wow, this is a great city," which is another basic talking point. And now you have a conversation going, all from a simple talking point and a simple comment about the weather. So, what are some common talking points? Let's get into part 2. Part 2. The top 5 ways to start a conversation. Again, a good thing about having conversations in another language is that it's okay and natural to focus on simple topics for a while. So, here are 5 easy ways to start conversations in your target language. And if you're already learning with our language program, then you've already learned some of these within your first few lessons. 1. Introduce yourself in your target language. Sometimes, starting a conversation or continuing one is as simple as introducing yourself. You can also use this if you've started with a different topic, like the weather. Then it makes sense to say, "By the way, my name is..." You'll learn how to introduce yourself in the very first lesson of our program. 2. The weather. People talk about the weather all over the world, so you should learn weather phrases in your target language. Just saying, "It's really nice today," is enough to start a conversation. If you want to talk about the weather, check out our Can Talk About Weather learning pathway. This series of lessons teaches you how to talk about the weather in your target language. 3. Compliments. Compliments are a great way to start a conversation. You can compliment something about their city, their country, or something about their culture. 4. Ask for help. So, for example, you can ask for directions about the price of something and let the conversation go from there. These are very basic phrases that you learn in our survival phrases lessons. And 5, learn phrases for transactions, like getting a room at a hotel or telling the taxi driver where to go. These are very easy ways to start a dialogue, and you can easily move into other topics. Again, you learn all of these with our survival phrases lessons. Of course, these are not the only talking points or icebreakers you can use. If you can think of more, go ahead and use them. Which one would you use? Leave us a comment. Now, how do you actually learn the language around these talking points? Part 3. Resources to help you master these talking points. First, take our lessons. If you haven't yet signed up for a free lifetime account to our learning program, you can do so now. In every lesson, you learn a basic conversation, like the weather, introducing yourself, asking for directions, and more. And this gives you all the lines you'll need to start and continue a conversation in real life. And if you want to find lessons related to a specific talking point, like the weather, you can find them in our lesson library. Second, use our conversation PDF cheat sheets. These cheat sheets are a quick summary of our actual lessons and give you the must-know phrases and vocabulary for topics like family, weather, travel, getting directions, and much more. Third, come up with a list of phrases and questions you'd want to use in a conversation, and then ask your Premium Plus teacher for translations. Or use an online translation tool, although that may not always be perfect. Either way, you'll have lines that you can use to start conversations. Fourth, use our free vocabulary and phrase lists. There, you'll find hundreds of vocabulary and phrase lists across all kinds of topics: holidays, common phrases, phrases for weather, phrases for restaurants, and much more. So thank you for watching this episode of Monthly Review. Next time, we'll talk about the 7 skills you'll need for language mastery. If you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. And if you're ready to finally learn language the fast, fun, and easy way, and start speaking from your very first lesson, get our complete learning program. Sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Click the link in the description. See you next time. Bye! You're learning a language, but here's a question. Do you actually remember what you've learned? Or do you forget everything a day later? If you're forgetting everything and not making any real progress, it might be because you're missing a crucial part of the learning process, the actual practice and assessment. For that, you'll want the assessments inside our learning program. And in this video, you'll discover 1. How to access the assessments and start practicing. 2. How you'll learn faster and remember everything. And 3. How you can get your language assessed by native teachers. Let's jump in. 1. How to access the assessments and start practicing. First, what are assessments? These are multiple choice and teacher-graded exercises that test you on what you've learned so far and give you a chance to practice your language so that you don't forget what you learned. If you're learning with our language program, then you automatically get an assessment after every couple of lessons. This is to make sure you're practicing and retaining the language. If you haven't tried this study tool yet, sign up for a free lifetime account and get access right now. You'll find the assessments inside our recommended learning pathway. 2. How you'll learn faster and remember everything. So after you've completed a few lessons, you'll get a quick multiple-choice assessment that tests you on all the words and grammar rules you learned. Answer the questions the best you can, and you'll get instant results showing you what you got right and wrong. That way, you'll know if you've remembered anything, and you'll know what your weak points are. But there's more. Just by taking these assessments, you're improving your memory. That's because you're using a science-backed learning method called active recall. Active recall is where you try to recall or remember without looking at the answer, and in doing so, you strengthen your memory. Plus, you get to practice and use the language that you've learned, instead of letting it fade away from your memory. 3. How you can get your language assessed by native teachers. You also get hand-graded assessment exercises on speaking and writing, which are graded by our team of native teachers. With these assessments, you can submit a recording of yourself speaking or submit a piece of writing, and our teachers will assess your skills and give you feedback. Getting feedback from a native is one of the fastest ways to improve your language skills. Remember, you'll find our assessment exercises peppered throughout our recommended learning pathway. So, if you want to start learning the language with our learning program and make sure you remember everything with these assessments, sign up for your free lifetime account right now. Just click the link in the description. And if you enjoyed these tips, hit the like button, share the video with anyone who's trying to learn a new language, and subscribe to our channel. We release new videos every week. I'll see you next time. Bye! Want to learn and speak more of your target language? You'll need to learn more words, and you can do that with printable visual flashcards. So here's how you can learn over 1,500 words easily with a free printable resource that boosts your retention, keeps you focused on one word at a time, and makes learning fun. In this video, you'll discover 1. How to get our printable visual flashcards for free. 2. How you'll learn words and phrases even faster. And 3. 5 ways to learn with the flashcards. First, what are visual flashcards? Visual flashcards are our printable flashcards that teach you 1,500 words across 60 topics. All words come with images and translations for easy retention, and they're an easy way for beginners to boost their vocabulary. So, how do you get them? How to get our printable visual flashcards for free. Just click the link and sign up for a free lifetime account to our learning program. Our learning program teaches you the language through audio and video lessons, study tools, and one-on-one access to a teacher. These visual flashcards are a free supplemental resource for anyone interested in learning. Once you've signed up, check your email to confirm your account and download the free visual flashcards. Then, print out the PDF files, cut out the cards, and start learning. How you'll learn words and phrases even faster. Learning words can be difficult. If you're learning on your phone or computer, you have tons of notifications and distractions competing for your attention. You can also overwhelm yourself by learning too many words at once and forgetting them all. So, how can you learn faster? Our visual flashcards are a physical resource, which means there are no distractions, and they're right in front of you, unlike an app that's buried somewhere in your phone, so you can easily start learning. You get one word per card, so you can focus on one word at a time. No distractions, no giant word lists, just one word at a time, which takes a second to learn. All cards include the word in the target language, the translation, and a picture to help the meaning stick better. And you can easily run through the cards and test yourself until you remember each and every word. With visual flashcards, you learn 1,500 of the most common words, which means you don't waste time learning words that aren't useful for beginners. 5 ways to learn with the flashcards. Once you've downloaded and printed the flashcards, how do you learn? 1. Set aside 5 to 10 minutes and pick out 20 cards. Spend the first half reviewing the cards and the second half testing yourself on the meanings. 2. For the words that you struggle with, keep them in a separate pile. That way, you can focus on just the hard words and skip the ones you know. 3. Since the words are separated across 60 topics, you can focus on one topic at a time and keep at it until you're done with all 60 topics. 4. Place the cards on the objects they represent around your home. Or 5. Turn it into a game with your friends. Have them quiz you on the words. Pick which way works best for you and learn with our visual flashcards. So, if you want to boost your vocabulary and speak more of your target language, download our visual flashcards for free right now. Just click the link and sign up for a free lifetime account to our learning program. Since you're learning the language, do you also learn while you're on the go, like on the way to work or on a walk? Do you put small blocks of time to productive use? If not, here's how. In this video, you'll discover how to learn a language anywhere, anytime with our free app. Second, you'll find out how to learn 2 times faster with study tools. Third, how to test your language skills. Fourth, how to learn with your own teacher. And fifth, how to get free bonus language lessons just for watching this video. So let's jump in. 1. How to learn a language in minutes, anywhere you are. First, download our innovative 101 app for your iPhone, iPad, or Android. Just click the link in the description to download it and sign up for your free lifetime account. Once you're in, we give you one clear pathway of lessons to follow. Just press play on a lesson and you'll absorb a practical conversation. You'll also learn all of the words and grammar rules in minutes. Yes, in minutes, because lessons are just a few minutes long, which means you can easily learn the language while you're commuting to work, going to the store, or while out on a walk. You can put that time to productive use. 2. How to learn 2 times faster with study tools. If you're a serious learner and want to succeed with the language, check out our study tools to help you master words, grammar rules, and conversations even faster. Just scroll down in the lesson to access the tools. You can understand the conversation in full with the line-by-line audio and the translations. Review the key lesson vocabulary with the vocab list. And master the grammar with our in-depth lesson notes. 3. How to test and practice your language skills. You also get assessments after every few lessons to test you on what you've learned and give you the chance to practice the language. You'll find assessments peppered throughout the learning pathway, and they'll only take a few minutes to complete, which means you can easily do them while you're out and about. You get results instantly so that you know what you've mastered and what your weak points are. 4. How to learn with your own teacher on the go. If you're a Premium Plus member, you can also learn with your own teacher. Just visit My Teacher inside the app. There, you can interact with your teacher, practice writing, ask questions about the language, send audio and video recordings of yourself speaking the language, and get corrections and feedback. All of this through the app. 5. How to get free bonus language lessons. Since you've watched this far, here's a free bonus that many users don't know about. We release 3 to 5 new lessons a week, every week, non-stop, and they're free for 3 weeks before going into our lesson library, which means you can learn the language for free and get new lessons every week with our innovative 101 app. How? Just open up the menu inside the app and tap on Newest Lessons to unlock them. So if you're not yet learning a language while you're on the go, here's your chance to turn those small blocks of time into something productive. Download the innovative 101 app for your iPhone, iPad, or Android. Just click the link in the description. Great work! Here's a reward. Speed up your language learning with our PDF lessons. Get all of our best PDF cheat sheets and ebooks for free. Just click the link in the description.